What comes to your mind when I say woman? Maybe a sweet, beautiful, or humble figure. But in today's video, we're going to introduce you to such women who have been the most dangerous ones in the history of the Hells Angels. Let's dig deeper and find out what horrifying crimes have they committed. Starting off our countdown, number 7 on the list is Rosie Ramirez. Ramirez's tale exemplifies her bravado and unrestrained violence. Her fiery demeanor and courage were well known in the rough world of outlaw motorcycle organizations originating in Arizona. Being reared in a rough environment, Rosie's fearlessness distinguished her as one of the most formidable individuals in Hells Angels history. She was also recognized early on by her unwavering spirit and determination to give in. She found comfort on a bike's back, capturing the tensions of the Hells Angels by expressing an untamed, raw energy. Rosie's journey with the club was everything but simple. She had to overcome the largely male environment and establish her value by pushing herself forward with perseverance and determination. Rival gang members frequently felt the full brunt of Rosie's anger, and her bold riding style and biking prowess made her a force to be reckoned with, leaving law enforcement in her wake. Her bold maneuver changed the course of the battle and helped the Hells Angels surprise everyone by winning. However, Rosie's aggressive temperament and volatile temper were a double-edged blade that both gained her admiration and fear. She became one of the most sought-after girls as a result of numerous interactions caused by enforcement. Rosie was confronted by Angels members, but she remained unrepentant and unconvinced, refusing to submit to the authorities. The next one on the list is Lena "Lethal" Lawson. Lena, who is from the harsh Alaskan environments, became a well-known character in the outlaw biker scene thanks to her abilities, accuracy, and lethal acts. Lena, who joined the Hells Angels at a young age, had a natural aptitude for mechanical engineering and was superior to her colleagues in her abilities to disassemble and rebuild engines. However, her mechanical prowess gained her recognition and made her a well-known character within the club. Beyond her technical prowess, she showed how effective she was in fending off threats. When the situation called for it, Lena used her measured and exact approach to conflicts rather than seeking out needless turmoil or violence. As a result, she became an unstoppable force. Despite her amazing powers, Lena's ability to avoid ambushes and turn the tables on other gangs proved her skill and left her enemies defeated. Lena's life wasn't without controversy. Because of her deadly effectiveness, she became a top target for law authorities, which resulted in ongoing surveillance and investigation. Lena was evasive though, so she could always keep one step ahead of the law. Lena "Lethal" Lawson was an invaluable member of the Hells Angels because she operated on the edge of morality, making it difficult for law enforcement to apprehend her. Moving on to number 5 on the list is Daisy Donovan. Donovan was a woman who epitomizes the virtue of courage. Daisy was no stranger to risk, and she had a thrill-seeking mentality that drove her to seek out difficulties. She eventually joined the Hells Angels as a result of this, a group renowned for its love of freedom and contempt for danger. Daisy joined the Hells Angels after performing a risky deed when a rival gang stole a valuable motorcycle. Daisy took it upon herself to do it for the club. Her bold deed earned her the moniker Death Wish and cemented her standing. Daisy's reputation for daring deeds among the Hells Angels increased as she became one of the group. She was well known for her rash courage. She was a significant asset to the club, gladly taking on responsibilities that others thought were too risky, being composed under pressure and not backing down from any challenge. Daisy, however, frequently found herself at odds with the law because of her daring spirit. Despite having several run-ins with the law, Daisy avoided being caught in the act and relied on her wits and fast thinking to get herself out time and time again. One of Daisy's most famous feats was a high-speed pursuit by law enforcement on the motorcycle she was riding. Daisy expertly avoided capture by pulling off a series of spectacular maneuvers that left the pursuing officers in her trail. Stepping on to number 4 is Firebrand Fiona. Growing up in Chicago, Fiona "Firebrand" Fitzpatrick, a female Hells Angels 7, stood out among the group as a woman of ferocious passion and unwavering drive. Her rebellious nature and love of motorcycles led her to the Hells Angels, where she soon established herself. She was a natural maverick who refused to accept the current quo. Fiona gained the moniker Firebrand for her ferocious rants and appeals for disobedience against social conventions. She also became the Hells Angels spokesperson and rallying cry, encouraging her fellow club members with her passionate words. Her influence extended beyond only her remarks. She was a lady of action when she was alone herself and frequently took the lead in conflicts with opposing gangs. Significant misdeeds happened during a citywide action against motorbike gangs. She planned rallies against the crackdown against the Hells Angels because she would not be intimidated. However, the intensity and defiance of these demonstrations sent a strong message to the government that the Hells Angels would not back down. Fiona was frequently targeted by law enforcement due to her rebellious character. Despite being in their sights, she persisted in her mission. Coming in at number 3 is Tara Tornado Thompson. Tornado Thompson was distinctive. The Hells Angels welcomed Tara's temperamental disposition and her inability to back down from a confrontation, which drove her to join the group. She rapidly made friends with other members of the club thanks to the organization's acceptance of her stormy personality. Tara had a forceful presence due to her direct demeanor and knack for inspiring her fellow angels. Because of her erratic behavior, Tara is known as the Tornado, a suitable illustration of the chaos whirlwind she frequently brought on with her. She was unwavering in her commitment during a tense argument with a rival gang in one of her most illustrious feats. In this battle, Tara rallied the Hells Angels and led a furious assault on the rival squad, earning her club a resounding victory. Due to her aggressive personality, Tara was frequently targeted by law enforcement. She was constantly being watched. Tara, though, always managed to remain one step ahead. She used her erratic personality to scatter and confuse her pursuers in the Hells Angels world. Thompson was a powerhouse who insisted on respect for her combative nature. She quickly became one of the most revered and feared people in the world of outlaw motorcycles due to her leadership skills and capacity to unite her fellow angels. Moving on to number 2 in the list is Nightmare Nenah. Nicholson Nightmare Nenah Nicholson stood out as a person who instilled a mixture of respect and fear in the dark corners of New Orleans. Nenah joined the Hells Angels because of her tough background, which sharpened her survival instincts and strategic thinking skills. She also joined because of her love of motorcycles, where she excelled right away. Nenah's strategic insight developed into a useful resource for the club, enabling them to give them an advantage in conflicts. Her merciless strategies with competing gangs had her enemies cower in fear, garnering her the moniker Nightmare. She was a formidable opponent with the capacity to make every confrontation a nightmare. One of Nenah's most illustrious feats involved a difficult turf war with a rival gang. Through her tactical foresight and execution, she outwitted the opposition group and secured a crucial victory for the Hells Angels. This accomplishment further cemented her reputation as a tactical genius within the outlaw motorcycle community. Nenah's brutal methods frequently made her a target for the police. She continued to be closely watched by several agencies, and everything she did was carefully observed. Despite the strain, Nenah consistently avoided getting caught by the law. Nenah Nightmare Nicholson was more than just a member of the Hells Angels. She was a tactical expert who inspired both fear and respect in equal measure. In the top spot comes Brenda Breakneck Brooks. Born and reared in warm California, Brenda Breakneck Brooks was a legendary figure known for her unparalleled speed and agility on a motorbike. Brenda had a natural interest for motorcycles from a young age. Brenda joined the Hells Angels because of her outstanding skill with speed and accuracy on a bike. She rapidly distinguished herself as a star member of the group. She used her outstanding skills to outrun and outmaneuver her opponents in high-speed encounters with rival gangs. Her speed and agility on a motorbike were unrivaled. Because of her remarkable speed, she was given the moniker Breakneck, which is a testament to her mastery of riding at breakneck speeds. A small number of female Hells Angels have broken away from the stereotypes of motorcycle culture, revealing a world of strong mystery and frightening night. Are you interested in knowing who these mysterious people are who inspire both dread and awe? Then let's dive into the secret tales of these fascinating ladies and discover a world where defiance and determination coexist, and devotion has no limits. Starting off, Rosie Ramirez is number 5 on the list. Rosie was a significant character in Hell's Angels history due to her audacity and rough background. Her tenacity and will to never give up were also obvious at first glance. She felt at peace when she was riding on the back of a motorcycle and embodying the fierce, unbridled spirit of the Hells Angels. Rosie had a difficult time at the club because she felt pressure to perform at a higher level than she was comfortable with in a primarily male environment. Rosie's arrogant riding style and skilled riding at the same time left a trail of law enforcement in her wake, yet her animosity was reserved largely for members of other gangs. Her risky action shifted the momentum of the fight and eventually resulted in an unexpected win for the Hells Angels. Rosie's reputation for violence and quick temper gained her both admiration and fear. Having many confrontations with police enforcement, she swiftly became one of the most sought-after ladies. Rosie was approached by the Angels, but she refused to apologize or modify her attitude. Instead, she persisted in resisting arrest. Who is a famous rider known for her quick reflexes and deft bike handling to set off on a voyage that has been fueled by her undying love of motorbikes since she was a little girl? We will let you know about this figure soon, but before that, Nenah Nicholson is now at the 4th spot. The Nicholson phobia. Nenah Nicholson, a shadowy character in New Orleans, was admired and feared in equal measure. Nenah joined the Hells Angels because her tough childhood made her fiercely independent and gave her a keen sense of self-preservation and strategic thinking. She also wanted to help others, so she joined the motorcycle squad, and she fit right in. Over time, Nenah's strategic mind became a valuable club asset, giving them the upper hand in battle. The term nightmare was given to her because of the ruthless way she dealt with other gangs. She was a very dangerous adversary. Brenda "Breakneck" Brooks is listed as number 3. Coming to our legendary motorcyclist Brenda "Breakneck" Brooks, who was known for her lightning-fast reflexes and nimble handling of the bike. She has always called sunny California home. Motorcycles have always had a special allure for Brenda, even from a young age. The Hells Angels asked Brenda to join their gang since she was so fast and skilled on a motorcycle. She rapidly established herself as a major player in the ensemble and a show-stopping talent in her own right. During intense gunfights between competing gangs, she was able to outrun and outmaneuver her opponents because of her extraordinary abilities. Nobody could match her speed and agility on a motorcycle. Because of her astounding pace, she earned the nickname Breakneck, which serves as a testament to her riding prowess. Fiona Firebrand is our number 2 pick. As a young woman in Chicago, Hells Angels member Fiona Firebrand stood out from the crowd thanks to her boundless zeal and dogged determination. The Hells Angels motorcycle gang welcomed her into their ranks after she impressed them with her independence and her love of motorcycles. She was the kind of person who would always question the status quo and never settle for it. Fiona was given the moniker Firebrand because of her outspoken criticism of social conventions and encouragement of others to defy authority. She became the motorbike club's fiery spokesperson, utilizing her oratory skills to rally and encourage her fellow club members. Her words were not the only thing that had weight. Even when she was by herself, she led with confidence and often took the initiative in conflicts between rival gangs. They called her a Lady of Action. A citywide campaign against biker gangs resulted in several infractions of the law. Not one to be bullied, she organized demonstrations in opposition to the government's attack on the Hells Angels. The horror known as Tara "Tornado" Thompson comes in at number 1. For the Hells Angels, Tara was an attractive recruit because of her strong personality and her inability to back down from a fight. She quickly gained friends at the club due to her outspoken nature. Tara was an effective leader because of her candor and the confidence it gave to her followers. Tara has earned the nickname the Tornado due to her unpredictable demeanor. One of her best moments was when she fought a rival gang with unshakable dedication. The Hells Angels took their cue from Tara and attacked the opposing team head-on, resulting in a resounding victory. Tara was always under surveillance by law enforcement due to her violent nature. Someone was always watching her. Tara avoided being captured because she was always adapting her strategy. Their hidden acts of defiance, perseverance, and commitment challenge expectations in ways that capture the imagination and dispel prejudices. These bold women are icons inside the illustrious biker gang. Who among them did you like the most and why? Do let us know in the comments below.